So.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the show. We have a special edition for you this week. Dale and Patrick have left me alone. They have gone out of town, and so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to bring back Melo-D. That wasn't the one. That wasn't the one. I thought I replaced it. I didn't. And then we've got another guest, Mr. Kyle Hanson, bass player of Slider. Welcome in, sir.
Hello.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. All the way from Millersville. Wow.
Yeah. Nowhere.
What a hike. Yeah. I thought he lived super close by. I was like, dude, I'm back in Nashville, and he's just like, yeah, it'd be about 50 minutes for him there. I'm like, what?
To be fair, I didn't even think it'd be that bad, and then I looked, I was like, oh, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's the same. I mean, it's weird when you were at your old spot. It was only an extra 20 minutes, and this is so much closer still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Murfreesboro was the definition. It was so bad, man. Driving out there, I felt like you were driving to Portland or something. It was bad.
Yeah, it's just out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, we got Melo-D back. If you guys haven't already, go check out the video we recorded about a month ago, the live performance of Ivory Black. It's been doing pretty well.
It's been doing all right. I'm actually impressed. Yeah.
I'm going to grab that mic a little closer if you don't mind.
Yeah, I can do
People
that.
got to hear you. There you go. Boom.
It's been surprising me with how well it's doing.
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys who have been watching the performances. That's something we're going to start doing on the show after the interviews. We've got Missy's coming up here on Friday, and a couple of other good ones. You have a drummer coming on and doing a performance as well.
Nice.
So it'll be nice.
Like a solo kit performance?
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're moving up. But Kyle, man, you obviously this is your first time on the show. Tell us about yourself. Tell us, all the disclaimers.
Yeah.
Are you an axe murderer? What should we know?
I was told I would plead the fifth if I was asked that specific question.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man, where do I even start? I mean, since it's about music, I've been playing, I think since I was 10, so 20 years this year. I had an aunt, there's my tattoo here is her signature, passed away when I was really young and left behind an acoustic guitar. And we're clearing out her stuff. And I just take this old, completely beat up Yamaha out of tune, strummed it all open. And I was like, you know what I mean? It just does something to you.
That's all she
wrote. That's
how,
yeah. Then there was no turning back. And then a few months later, since now my family knew I was into it, grandparents got me a bass. I always felt like I was just better at that than guitar.
Right.
I have two less strings here. So yeah, it just became the thing I was doing. And then fast forward, we move here. I was living in Tacoma, Washington at the time before, and I didn't want to move. The way my parents talked me into it was Nashville's Music City. You gotta go. Yeah, you gotta go there to play. So, and then I met a friend of ours. We'll probably talk about Matt, and it was I found a friend to play music with, and from then on, it's just playing in bands all throughout school. And yeah, now I play. You mentioned my main project, Slider. I've been in a band for 8 years this year.
8 years?
It's been 8 years.
That's
I know.
Insane.
Isn't it? Every time
you've been in a band for almost a decade, bro.
We're getting there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and still evolving and changing and trying to make it work. I mean, we all dealt with COVID and how that put everyone back, But yeah, so that's. You can find us at Slider Music.
Yeah, do all the plugs.
No, I mean, yeah, literally everywhere. Just Slider Music. It's on Instagram. We have YouTube. Go Spotify. Everything. Just if you look up Slider Music, and the album that we have out is Gravity Waves. Came out at the end of 2019, and we're working on a follow-up right now. So
y'all don't hate each other yet?
I would say currently no. it moves up and down. I always say something like that. I compare it to a four-way marriage. I mean, we just added new members, so now I'm it's expanded. The polyamory grows, and it's just
Okay.
it's managing so many personal relationships,
Interesting.
But
Oh!
We got you. We're good.
I can hear
You live.
We're not cutting that, by the way.
yeah, we are.
That's a blooper reel.
We have to keep that.
Okay, it was the fan. It was making. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Maybe
I was
that's what
I
talking about
can't do it. I'm gonna start.
I thought it was
twitching.
just audio stuff in our headphones. So I didn't
No.
Of course it was the fan.
Right. So now we'll just be hot. Continue. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, I mean that was pretty much it. just yeah, it's been a long time, and of course there's up and down. It's the longest project I've ever had. I mean, the band that I know we were gonna get into, we were in was like I think maybe 2 years.
Did it last that long? I mean,
it might have been over a year and a half.
Yeah, it was like a year and a half. We had started it, I guess junior year, right before Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
So I guess since we're on that, we should go ahead and talk about it a little bit. We formed a band in high school, and it wasn't really a serious band, but then it turned into kind of it was like it was pretty serious at one point.
Yeah, it got there.
It was called Fried Puppies, so don't at me, all you dog
Deep
lovers.
Fried Puppies.
Oh, okay.
I don't even remember who came up with the name. Like
I think it was Sam, our drummer.
Okay,
that sounds like a Sam. He sounds like a demented idea that he might have. Love you, Sam. Love you.
Yeah, him or Matt. Like I know it wasn't me. I would be ready to take credit, but I know it wasn't me.
Somebody on our SoundCloud had changed the photo, like the profile photo, to puppies in a deep fryer.
That's crazy.
And I was like live puppies just sitting in a deep fryer. No, I mean they weren't in the fryer.
It was a stock photo.
Right. It was probably like some, I don't know, weird person in a kitchen that was like, wouldn't it be funny if we put these dogs in a fryer? I mean, how'd that even come about? How do you even think of that? Be like, why don't we just put these dogs in a fryer real quick? They must have known
they had to,
that we were gonna make that band and have that name.
They were ready for us, and then.
But it was, I mean, we had some good times in that band. It was like we wrote some pretty good songs, and it was fun,
for sure.
and a lot of the rehearsals were interesting, and. You know, to put this into context, a lot of the other bands we were playing with were called Cosmic Rats, and it was always an animal, something to do with an animal. You know,
just the easiest thing. Yeah.
But we did that for about 2 years. Yeah,
I think it was so. 2 years. Yeah, 1.5 to 2 years. The brevity of it amazes me because I look back and can remember very detailed that whole time span. Yeah. But it really. When you think about it, was not that long at all.
We played that Battle of the Bands at school at my high school, and we had 3 judges on there, who I think we played "No Turning Back" was one of the ones we played, which was one of the first songs we wrote, and we afterwards the judges were just I can't even remember who ended up winning that competition.
I don't either. Yeah,
but it was just so funny to watch them they were trying so hard to find something really positive to say because I mean we played a good set, but I mean the thing I love about that band is our guitar player at the time was very, you had to rein him in sometimes.
Sometimes you still got to,
and you had that was super skilled and technical, and
thank you,
and then Sam was very skilled, very technical. We've actually played with Sam in Black Tie Affair, which we'll get to that. Did we play a show with him? No, it got canceled. We were supposed to play a show with him.
Okay, it wasn't the dude at the laundry room?
No, remember we had a rehearsal here, at the Murfreesboro place, and he was the guy I think he did play with us. He played at the show at
school?
At MTSU, yeah.
Okay.
That was him.
Yeah.
And so he was the drummer of our band, and he was very technical, and we all had different styles, and it was just really fun to
experiment.
Those rehearsals were amazing. It was so fun.
Yeah, I mean that's just the stuff I live for is getting a good it's when we all get to play the show. You know what I mean? Getting everyone together and having everyone be stoked on what everyone's doing and being damn, this guy sounds great.
Instantly
I love this.
Cohesive.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy. When we recorded I think 6 songs.
Yeah.
At a studio in town, which you actually do some work for. I don't know if we can jot them out or not, but Dark Horse, and so we were there and recorded there for, I guess it was a week.
Oh no, it was less. It was a weekend.
Yeah, were you actually? When did you start interning there?
2020.
2020. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was way we were that was I think literally 10 years ago this year that we did that.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
I know. Yeah,
I'm just gonna jump out of my window. Are you kidding me? 10 years ago?
We put that out in 2013. We would have recorded it in November. That year. Yeah. Because we started being a thing kind of at the end of 2012. I think it was February 2013 actually.
Yeah, it was 2013. For sure. But that's crazy, that small world that you ended up interning there, and and so when you told me that, I was like, oh. That place.
Slider tracked at not the spot we were at, but the other one. You know how there's one in downtown Franklin?
Yes.
We in the first EP we did, we had actually tracked it there, but we didn't end up liking the stuff we got, and then we ended up just re-recording it. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't like just the guys we got that were working were like all like older people that were like, I just want to try this out in life, who like really didn't have an ability for it. So it did not go that well. Yeah, it was rough, and we can't really be like, hey, why aren't you guys like better at it? You know what I mean? Yeah. So we just got through it. It's like, this is a good opportunity, and then we just end up re-recording it. But I still love that. Like, it's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's homey. It's like you're on a retreat. Oh, you're like,
yeah.
There's a kitchen like in here. What do we do? Like
reverse osmosis water. I remember being like, I don't even know.
Why is that the thing that everybody remembers?
Because like I don't even know what that is.
So like you have to ask them like, what is this? Like, what are you? You know,
they specifically said like, this is reverse osmosis water. I'm like, is that like you're killing Osmosis Jones? Like, what does that mean? Like, I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yo, you threw me back too many years. Oh my gosh. I need to watch that movie now.
Bro.
Well, everyone go home. No.
Yeah. So real quick, talk about like your origins in Slider. I know you said that started 8 years ago. Did you guys was it you and the guitar player that kind of
Well, actually, because Marcus went to NSA.
Yes.
Yeah, and like my initial, I can say this because it's been like well discussed. Like we're good friends now, but at the time I did not like him. Right. Because he just kind of like, I had heard you saying stuff about our other guitar player, Fried Puppies, Matt, who's like my best friend. Right. So I was like, I don't fuck with this guy. And then like we played one, and we had one song I think it was one of your songs, and I had like a little like break in it, some kind of Queen. Oh yeah, I had a little break in it where I did like this like little bass solo thing with like this like sweep tappy part, and apparently Marcus like and Caleb, the drummer of Slider, they're best friends, was like, we got to get this guy in a band. Like,
he discovered you through my song.
Yeah.
Why have I never known this? If you guys get big, I will. You know,
you have a hand in this.
I'll take
origin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You know. I'll accept Bitcoin.
We'll get you in the blockchain. Yeah. Right. No. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then like I got a Facebook, like a friend request from Caleb, and then a message being like, we thought you were also come jam. And my thought process at the time was like, okay, like they're pretty, like I could at least go check it out. Like I'm all down to play with new people. Like maybe this other stuff is just water under the bridge. I don't need to like be petty about it. It's fine. Right. And there was just immediately, like we were just saying, like immediate like chemistry, cohesive playing, and they were both into like nerdy, heady stuff, like I was wanting to like make music a playground. And
I remember Marcus was into like, he was big into Rush and
that's
that kind of thing.
I've seen Rush with them. Yeah, like on the last, like we were like all big into like that stuff, but also like bringing our own things to the table. And so I was like learning some stuff they had jamming, and then Mariah, the singer and other guitarists in the band, also went to NSA. Yeah, and was friends with Marcus, just a grade below him, and like he was kind of helping her. She was like, she'd been playing guitar for a little bit, but not like really like you know, like I then she got in a band, and it's like, nah, I'm just gonna get awesome. And like and we had originally had another singer, and before we were called Slider, that didn't work out, so we like went down to the 4-piece, and it was like we played together a year before we got the name. Yeah, I just had a thing. I'm like, I always want like a one-word name. Like I think a lot of great bands just like boom.
Bro, yeah. Like when y'all first formed, I was like, this lineup is crazy. Like this is gonna be sick. And I know y'all recorded a music video, right, for Cut Me Loose.
We had like a one of like a live performance at NSA, but then we did one there was a place called the Kirkwood House in in Murfreesboro, and we like did a video for it there. That's so old. Like I forget about it.
I'm not caught up. I'm
just not. You said, David, shut up. Please don't tell them about
it. They don't want to see. No, I mean, it was good. It was good. It's just like,
well, it's just kind of like we were talking about kind of the origins. Like that's kind of where you guys started to. Yeah, I know y'all just got off from a little hiatus. You took a little break there for a bit.
Yeah, everyone is like had various life things, but we've had this like these 8 songs that like after the album came out, I went through what I describe as like postpartum depression, because I was like, we did it, like we finally got an album out, like these songs, because I look at it like a lot of first albums are actually like in a way greatest hits, because a lot of the times it's like bands have been working on those like songs for years, and that was our thing. Like we took like a bunch we did on that EP that we were like, we still believe in these, let's make them a little better. Had some other ones that had been written then, and then like 2 of them came together like as the album was happening, but other than that they were all older. But after it came out, I was like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like we were playing shows, I was still like, And I just had this period where like I was like pulling out riffs, and then like it just happened. Like we took 2 songs that Marcus and Caleb had like demos for that I was like, these are cool. Like let's like mess with them a little bit. And other than that, the other 6 were like just all like written within like a few months span.
Yeah.
And they've just been
That's how it
sitting.
happens.
Yeah. And they've just been
just
sitting
like
there like ready to get finished.
Yeah.
So that's like the project through the end of this year, other than like getting back into shows after taking such a long break, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think you guys are amazing. You
Thank
guys
you.
sound great.
I appreciate it.
If you again, check them out. Slider Music. You can find them on Instagram, Spotify. They've got some songs on there.
Yeah.
Cut Me Loose definitely got stuck in my head. Like when I first heard it, I was like, I'm singing there. Cut me loose. I'm like,
dude, I'm doing that. I'm doing that now on live.
huh?
Do that again.
No.
You can. It's okay.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna auto-tune it in post.
You can do it. It's okay. I self-parody all the songs, so like our version is "Cook That Goose." So, like yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's how stuff gets stuck in my head. I'll just like start like doing like I'm gonna Weird Al this now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Even my own songs aren't safe. Like
Yeah. No, not at all.
that one has like a funny story too, because you know it's like that tappy thing. Like,
Yeah.
That like.
I know that you were like, you were in the rehearsal, you had that ready, and they were like, what should we open the song with? And he just goes, I guess we could do this.
That's exactly, since you just exposed how well like that we have played in bands together, because that's exactly like one of my favorite things to do is when you think you wrote something that's just like,
yeah,
like this is gonna be so good.
He was at the crib that morning brushing his teeth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill him with this one.
That's basically what
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm in the shower,
he was
just
ready.
like pumped up. Like yeah,
He was practicing on the cello at home.
We
Not the cello,
there.
the stand-up bass.
So I came up with it. I was watching my sister play like one of those episodic, like you make decision games.
Yes,
Life is
yeah.
Strange, and I was just like out of my mind, just like and then I realized like, oh, I'm like doing this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like it's pretty cool. And then we're just sitting at rehearsal. Everyone's like kind of warming up, and I'm just like.
In everyone's head, they stop.
Did you write that? Did you write that? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing to do. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't even like. I guess we could use it. As, you know.
Meanwhile, his inner person is like,
Right. Kyle, dude, that's one thing. When we were playing together, you had some slick riffs. Like,
thank you, dude.
What was that song? It was Life Is.
So Life Goes On. See,
Life Goes On,
that
dude.
one I'm still proud of because it was the tapping thing.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, that was like I'm like super impressed by that.
Oh,
like,
thanks, dude. Yeah, that's.
but like I'll play it on guitar sometimes, and people will be like, "Did you write that?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Dude, that's
like
okay.
steal it from you now that we're not like the band's long gone. I'm like, dude, I wrote this.
Who's gonna know? Yeah.
Right. It's like, no, that's Deep Fried Puppies. Like, God, you're one of the 12 followers.
I
Like,
was gonna say
dang
if
it.
that ever happened, I think my soul would leave my body. Like I didn't expect anyone.
we reconnected, I guess, when was the Laundry Room show? I guess it was back in 19 or 20.
No, that was 21.
Was it 21?
Yeah, it's 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah, so we
we had tried. I remember a couple, like 2017. I remember you had a show lined up that then, like the morning of, you like drummer bailed.
Yeah,
and it was just like dang, like because I'd come over and you had like shown me all the songs. I was like, okay, and then
it was you know that always seems to like happen on my shows. Like somebody, it's just like
I don't know, it bums me out, man.
Dude, sorry, man. I gotta go to like the pharmacy and pick up some stuff. You know, like I gotta go to Kroger. I can't.
I decided
like, what?
I forgot how to play drums.
Yeah,
that was the excuse.
Yeah, like one guy was like, I can't even remember who I asked. I think it was like one of my other guitar players. He's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna like
take my dog out.
Yeah, I gotta go to Trader Joe's for a bit, and you're like, what? Like you, and then you're just like, well, okay, I can't. But yeah, we did try a few times, but we finally got it together, and we played a show in 2021 at the Laundry Room venue, which is a great venue. Great venue if you've ever if you're in Murfreesboro and can catch one there.
We managed to fit on stage.
Yeah, we did. It's a very small venue, very small, but great nonetheless.
That was a fun ass show.
Yeah.
And I mean, we like, I think that was the first time we had all, like you and me had played together too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
The same show?
Yeah.
Man,
We
I
had
had
never
no
worked
idea.
together before.
Well,
Yeah.
because I knew, like, I could tell you guys were, like, good friends when I got there. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, like.
Well, that's the thing is, like, when we met at a restaurant and, like, we had talked about, like, doing, like, something, like, live show or whatever, and just, it had been there. We just never had the opportunity. Yeah. And then finally, when it was, like, happening, we're like, bro, we already got this. Like, we should do this, like, and it kind of, lined up. But yeah, like, talk about that show. I mean, just the dynamic of that was cool. Like, I can't remember who we had, like, drumming on that show, but
It was Caleb.
Was it Caleb?
Caleb played on that,
yeah.
We had Caleb and Matt and us, is what we ended up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the ones where I look back on my performance. I mean, and I was just like, I know what you're about to say.
I'm not going to say nothing.
I want to hear it.
I'm not saying nothing.
It's been 2 years. Please
I just
remind me.
laughed because I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah. So
What happened?
there was a song during the set
Uh-huh.
where your boy forgot the lyrics.
Dude.
And I left you hanging big time.
So, all right. So the way he left me hanging was
Stole his lyrics.
So he had the first verse.
Which
I
one?
had
Which
the
song
second
was
verse.
this? Because I remember the set.
What was it called?
Velvet.
Oh, it was on Velvet. Man,
He
that
had
was
the
such a
first
banger
verse,
song.
and I had the second verse. But he forgot the lyrics to his verse,
so
so he started singing
Singing his verse. I
forgot
should have stole his verse from him.
And I'm the background at that on his part. I'm doing background, so I'm like, motherfucker. So I just was like, all right, we doing these harmonies.
I mean, I just like froze. I just forgot the lyrics. I don't know what happened, but now every time someone says Velvet, my skin just like
You can't do it.
Like
Dang,
I
I
can't.
still listen to that sometimes. Like, man, that was a cool song.
That is a cool song, but I can't. I literally, it ruined it for me. I can't listen to it.
I don't
understand.
remember how we bounced back from that, but by the
I have
end,
never.
everybody was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
worked. Like, yeah.
I mean, the end of the song was good. I feel
I
like
think
on
I
my
just
part.
did the second verse again
Yeah.
better than he did it.
Yeah.
It was like,
I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. The song only has one verse.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, I mean, some songs are just like that, you know? Yeah. So
And it's crazy because we had moments like that, and then we had like the Love and Happiness song where everybody was just
That
really
was-
into it.
That was so fun.
oh, dude, that's like, I still go and jam that one. I'm like, oh man, that's just.
So good.
I mean, I love Al Green, and then like I
Yeah.
remember when you like sent me the set list, I was just like, yes,
Yeah.
dude, that's one of my favorite
I
songs.
love when you get excited about songs on the set list. It's like I can't wait to play this. I'm like,
yeah.
Bruh, when you like told me we're gonna have this group of people that I've worked with, and I'm like, I trust your judgment on it, and I'm just like, all right, we're gonna see how it goes.
Right.
And then this man start ripping.
Oh,
I don't
stop.
understand this dude, bro. I don't get it. So you know how most bass players are really like stoic and
Yeah.
like no facial expression at all, and the most they do is like their arms get really active. But I've never seen somebody like fully dance like they're
Yeah.
one of the like front of the stage performers. Just
Oh yeah.
he was fully into
During
it.
that show, I had to
Yeah.
like dodge his like his headstock.
Now I feel bad.
His headstock was like coming over, and I was like, "Come on, me!" And I was like, But yeah, like I love it too. It's
And
just,
that was the thing that made me be like, I love this dude.
Oh, dude, you're
Because
so kind. Yeah.
I don't know too many bassists that dance and get into it and do the dips and swinging the neck everywhere. Like I was like,
doing backflips.
Dude,
right.
I wish.
I'm
yeah.
like, I respect the passion, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, but
You're crazy, bro.
Thank
and
you,
then
man.
on top of the liveliness, the fucking skill is
Yeah.
oh, dude,
Yeah,
you
bro.
guys are
You
buttering
got
me
it,
up too
bro.
much. No,
Yeah.
No,
dude. I
bro.
mean, you two. I'm glad we got on this note because I felt like a similar way. It's like going in whenever it's these gigs. I'm like, I don't know. Like it's like always.
you don't know what you're gonna
Well,
get.
yeah, I'm not the most extroverted person. Like once I know you, I'm chill. But when I don't know you, I'm a little bit like, okay, like I hope I don't come off as like a weirdo or something. Like
Yeah, I'm
make
kinda
like
the
or
same
say
way.
something. Yeah.
Right.
And then we get there, and it was like immediately I was like, okay, I feel like we're chill. And then you started singing, and I was like, oh, David, fuck yes, this guy's so good. Like I was like, let's go. We're gonna sound amazing, man.
Oh man.
And like I've been like hyped to do stuff ever since.
Yeah.
Like when we tried last year, I was like, yeah, dude, this is gonna be it's
I'm
so fun.
so so fucking.
I'm still tight about it. Yeah.
I'm still hot. We couldn't do that shit, bro.
Yeah.
That show fell through, and I was like, oh, because we had the all-star lineup at that point. We had some hitters, bro.
I know, man.
Well, the drummer we had was good, but he. You know.
I mean, I'm just gonna say something because I'm very proud of Caleb.
Yeah.
Not quite my. Not quite my type. No, like that's the thing is Caleb is so good.
He is very technical,
and he really liked the show. Like, he just like. I mean, he just got married, and I think he just had a lot going on at the time that, like, but I'm always, like, telling him, like, dude, if David gets a show there, like, you know I'm coming to you first. Like, I'm, like, getting, you're my drummer, bro. Like,
I think, you have a roster, and usually on the roster, I have, like, 3 names on each instrument that I, like, go to.
Yeah.
Like, you're my first bass guy, and then I have 2 others, keys, I've only got like 2, but drums, like I have a few, but like drummers are always busy. Like drummers are always
that's the classic
booked,
meme.
man.
Yeah, it's so hard to get because I mean, especially if you're good, it's like people want you playing a bunch of bands. And
right.
Like, Caleb's case, he only like plays in Slider. He just like works a day job and now he has a wife, so it's like he's like trying to have his life too.
That's
and it's
the
like
night job.
Yeah, it's like you gotta respect that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's like hard even for us to be like, like. Please get excited about the show. And then once we're there, he's like, great. But it's like leading up to it, I can tell he gets a little bit of that, like, oh man, I'm going to be busy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Then we had Sadiq on the lineup too.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
it's his birthday today. Shout out to Sadiq.
Oh, man, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah,
hey,
nice.
Happy womb escape day, Deke.
Right, yeah. Yeah, he was, I mean, anytime you can get a horn player, it's just like a cherry on top.
I agree.
Any other like melody instruments to like cover up for, forgetting a verse, you know? But it's cool because there's
solo,
check this solo over here.
Right.
Let me like get my life together on this end.
Sax man.
And then the set list was crazy too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But like you were talking about, drummers kind of being busy or whatever. I think that's a thing with like most bands too. I guess the topic of the episode I kind of want to do is like just band dynamics. Just because we've all like played together.
Mm-hmm.
Like
in my mind, we still have. It's just
the best is yet to come.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping to get some shows together once life is back on a steady pace. But
how it goes. Yeah,
but yeah, like talk about like when you do get to a point in a band where you start to wrestle with like the obligations of the band and then like life obligations. It's like, it's tough. And I know you've encountered some of that with Slider, but you guys have been able to recover.
Oh, yeah.
What's the key to like getting past that point where it's like you can feel the band starting to kind of like wither
a little bit
for a bit?
Yeah.
What is the like?
Oh man, that's like a heavy and honestly like very relevant topic too right now. Because again, we like just came back from a break and like I said, we're adding. So Matt, who played with us, the other guitar guy, like I said, best friend, is now we adding him in the band because he had a whole thing fought. He had a main project that fell apart, and I was like helping him move. And on the drive home, I was like, now what if I added another guitar player? Yeah. and so we're like making that happen. But like, so that's kind of like a whole new element to like take someone like who's brand new to this thing that's almost 8 years old and like integrate that. But like in terms of keeping like the old crew together and like also the same core people, because with that particular project, I just don't feel like it would work with anyone else. Like if anyone quit, it'd be done. Everyone's like already like, we were just talking about the one song that like I brought a part in, like that's an integral like me part. Yeah. Or if there's something like Marcus there, I'm like, there's just no way. Like, no. So like, it definitely gets rough. Like, yeah, like people, like I said, like you asked, like if I still like, like there are times where like it's rough and like it's like either because I've been this person, so I can say this honestly, where it's like someone's not really pulling their weight, and like I've had it where like I got in a relationship, was like very involved in it, and like showing up at practice, doing the bare minimum. Right when the show ends, my gear's packed and I'm out. And then it's like, I just made myself the asshole because everyone else is like staying, talking to the other people and all that. But I'm
networking
like, but I'm like, well, my girlfriend wanted to leave. So I'm like, you're either mad at me or she's mad at me. So I'm going to go. Like,
there's no winning.
Yeah, exactly. So like, but like, I just didn't even try to like bridge the gap, So like, I've been that guy and other people in the band have been like that guy where it's like at some points in life, like something happened and they might dip out a little and you got to kind of like, pull them back in. Yeah, and like the best way I've found, especially recently, to do that is to be like, instead of, because like my normal things got kind of pissed, and be like, you need to be here with me. But it's like what actually works better is if you're like, all right, go to them as like your friend and be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like how do you, and like I found that works so much better.
Like what is this experience like at this time for you?
Right, yeah, like I'm your homie, like I want to help you out.
Yeah, like talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. If you just let me know what's going on, I want to be there for you. If we need to like take a week off or like do something for you to figure it out, like that's chill. Just like I need to know, and like it can get it, because again I've been there too, and it's been me, and I've like not been ready to like confront myself and come to them and be like, so I've been fucking up. So like that's at least in my experience what I think like really helps hold that together, is everyone just being like, at the end of the day we are friends and we like believe in this thing together. Like we're all doing this for a reason, and like the big picture is like bigger than any one of us, right?
Yeah.
So at least that's what I think.
Because it would be easy to let the struggles of trying to be in the professional realm rip the friendship apart.
Yeah.
If you let it.
And like that's like as you said with Matt joining, that's kind of what happened with his old project, man. Like it just it can like you form such a unique like deep bond if you're like playing, like when we're playing a show, it's like these are my brother, like we're doing this together. Like I don't want to mess up because I don't want to make anyone else sound bad. Like I want us to be like awesome and do my part, Well,
that's the thing. It's like at any juncture where you have a creative endeavor, it's like there's always got to be people to push you. Like being a team, like one of the reasons I think this podcast works pretty well is like every member of the team, like when one person's weak, another person's strong, right?
Yeah.
And it's like people are constantly picking each other up, like, giving each other compliments, and everybody does something. Everyone's kind of equally involved because everyone believes in the purpose of what we're doing. There is a point though where you get to, and thankfully we haven't reached that point for the podcast yet, but I know on a previous podcast I did, there was a point where it was like there was like burnout.
Yeah.
Where people were not as committed, and you could tell like they'd get here and be like, how long are we recording? And you're just like, well,
like checking.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, hold on, I need to do this, and before we record, and like drink some coffee, or else I won't be on point. And you're like, well, it's that kind of stuff, and I had to be that guy. It was like, let's reel it back in. And I feel like it's the same way with a band. I think I've only worked with probably not that many bands, but I've only, I've mainly done my own thing.
Yeah.
But I know I get that way, in that setting.
Yeah.
And I know that's one thing when we were in Deep Fried Puppies was like I was kind of I did have a reputation of having like an alter ego,
The fuck?
Like the alter ego of being, Dave, the guy who, would get a little, not mean, but just
you
like.
No, you weren't even mean. You were like.
Just trying to, at some point.
Keep the train on the
because
tracks,
it's fun when we're playing like Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Well,
and then you look down, it's been 2 hours, and you're like, well.
We need to be productive. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I was the guy that. And I feel like that didn't come off in the right way, But it's still funny because every time I hear, should we call you Dave? And I'm like, never.
Oh, man, I feel like I bullied you or something.
No, you didn't. You did it, dude. I never mean anything I say. You're totally cool.
No. Like it, but you were doing like in like retrospect, like because I do remember us like there being like kind of a meme that was kind of like said like we're joking, but also kind of being dicks. But it's like. Really, like no, like you, like we needed that, and like I realized that like that'll happen with us. Like I'm just gonna call out my boy Marcus. Sometimes at rehearsal he'll start noodling. It's like we're like, bro, like I started implementing a system. I feel like I'm in like elementary school where like if there's a bunch of that happening, Caleb and I are just like, and then you'll slowly see him look up and see a thumbs up, and everyone's like, oh
shit,
yeah, I'm ready, because it's just not worth it. Even if Mike's being like Marcus, we're like hey, it's like once we're on track, it's good, but there's always it's like, and I get it, it's like fun, right? Like if I was a drummer, I'd be so much worse because I'd just be like, I just want to like, you know what I mean?
that's always a tough thing in a band dynamic, but I feel like, you know, at least in Slider's case, there's a lot of like personalities that are kind of like productive, you know, like I feel like most rehearsals stay on point, and
there's always those moments like our singer Mariah is like very, very good at being like, okay, like let's and she'll be like up front, like before this last gig we played, she was like rearranging pedal boards, like I have to make presets. We get there, she's like, I need to take like 20 minutes to do this. And it's like, okay, that's chill, we know it.
Yeah.
That's way different versus like, all right, what do we do next? Or, you know what I mean? When we're like, that's not so like, but usually, yeah, like once we get like going, it's fine. But like even I'm not like above it. Like if Caleb and I are messing around and like I'll start playing like, I don't know, like you said, Chili's thing or like a Primus thing, and he catches on, and it's like, okay, wait, we got to stop.
Yeah.
Like I
can go down the rabbit hole real quick.
The thing where the drummer and the bass link up and they just leave everybody behind.
Yes, the same brain
yes.
cell.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I like literally looking at it like, okay, later. Like wait for a break. Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah, I'll remember, bro. Yeah.
The usual spot afterwards. Okay. Oh my gosh. But like, what dynamic do you feel like you would have if you were in like a group? Like, I feel like.
What do you mean?
I mean, what personality do you think you would bring to a band if you were in like a regular thing? Because I know you kind of just hop in other groups and stuff.
Some solo shit.
Yeah.
If I was in a band, which dude would I be?
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be the dude that I would be the dude that is quiet but also loud.
Yeah.
At the wrong time.
What do you mean?
Meaning, like, I'd be the dude, like, when everybody goes off the rails.
Yeah.
I'm the dude that ends up being the catalyst to staying off the rails.
Yeah.
Because the energy just starts going and we start adding on shit.
Yeah.
Right? And then somebody's going to have to be like, all right. We laughing too much. Like, let's bring it back. And then,
you do need
that. Are
that.
you having fun?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You do need that in a band dynamic.
I'm the exciter.
Right.
Yeah, you do need that though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you do that musically too, though. Like when we're sitting there, like when we're getting ready for stuff, and you do like a run, I'm like, ooh, like now I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why that is. I'm the exciter. But also, I'm the dude at the end that says something like I flip to the opposite extreme and I say something that's like really philosophical, and then everybody's like,
yeah,
we are a group.
Yeah.
And we have come together.
We're like holding hands in a circle and just like, yes.
And then by the end of it, everybody, like a therapy moment, and everybody just realizes how heavy the moment was and how much we enjoyed playing this gig together and what it's done for us. Yeah. Growth wise, like those kind of, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Like
I knew this was going to happen.
I'm both of those dudes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I feel like you have a lot of like leader energy in at least in the rehearsals we've been in. Like I know we had one rehearsal at my place one time, and I could definitely see that quality. And so I think like if I were to offer you any piece of advice, like just don't.
I don't need your.
Yeah. See? Just like never shy away from that. Yeah. I feel like it's
that's something that
good quality.
Had to be worked on over time.
Yeah,
because it wasn't always that way. It's just something that I've had situations where my lack of that caused me to not flourish in the situation.
Yeah.
So I realized I couldn't be the exciter all the time. I had to hone it in and, figure out what it means for me to excel because of my own specific experiences and talents, and push it forward. Find out the most effective means for me to be effective. And so, I think that's where it came from.
But it's like a balance too. It's like in a rehearsal, you need to kind of. I feel like if you're too much of, all right, guys, let's go. It's like
it's not fun.
You kind of lose that respect.
You gotta have that like middle ground of like we're having a good time enjoying it, but we're like focused,
right?
And
and I feel like sometimes it can come across like when I do it, sometimes it can come across like that. But it's.
Are you a dictator, Dave?
Oh God, Dave.
Dave the dictator.
Dave on the
Dave the dictator.
Dave the dictator, dude.
no.
Dave the
I started
Maserati
something.
salesman. Whenever someone says Dave, I'm like, this is a guy who sells. He sells like Toyotas to some guy that makes $40K a year. Like this is what Dave does. You know.
I would have said Fiats.
I could see that too. Yeah.
Or Mazdas. Maybe a Mazda.
It's progressed in stage of life. Like 20s Dave, it was the Toyotas. 30s Dave.
Yeah, like Dave's the guy when you're out on the lot just looking, he'll like follow you out with his hands in his pockets and be like, so.
Yeah. She's a beaut, right?
She's a beauty. Yeah.
A beaut. I hate that word.
I was being Dave. I was being Dave.
Dad as fuck.
Yeah. That's what Dave would do.
That's always been my experience at car dealerships, dude. I come in and then immediately you're just attacked by somebody. Just
Dude,
like, hey,
that's what they do.
I saw you roll up in that piece of garbage. Would you like to trade up? And you're like, hold on.
For a lesser piece of
Right.
garbage.
Yeah.
That you're gonna
It's like you saw
go
that,
into
right?
debt for? And you're like, come on.
Right.
Can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe I went all the way out to Springfield to get all my vehicles.
Mine was from
Insane.
Murfreesboro. I still have to
Really?
I'm so far away from there, and there's certain things like that they like now you have to go to the dealership for, and I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, it's like a whole day. Like
I'm going tomorrow and I'm dreading it. Like,
yeah, I
there's
hate it.
always something that you don't expect. They're like, well, actually, we were changing your oil and we noticed that your like door was gone.
Yeah.
You're like, no, it wasn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We didn't see a door.
Yeah. First thing they do, they send a guy out and he goes, ugh. And you're like, what? And he's like, man, if this was just 2 inches to the left, it would have been $100 fix, but it's going to be $12,000. And
yeah,
you're like, how? How? It's a graze.
So I'm just driving it till it falls off. Then I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Like my car right now, you can't. I mean, you can attest. You've ridden with me. You cannot have a conversation. You can't talk.
Road
like,
noise?
It's so loud. It sounds like it's like. And it sounds like the car is going to fall apart. Like the wheels are just going to separate, and I'm just going to be skidding down the interstate.
Flintstones in it.
And then it's just going to blow up.
Crazy, bro.
I keep telling people.
Just
it's
driving
just like,
straight. We look to the left. Is that your tire, bro?
Yeah, literally.
Going off the road.
People are always like, yeah, we'll ride with you. And I'm like, yeah, we'll not. We'll just not do that because it might be
I
your
could
last
not be the
ride.
guy,
yeah.
yeah.
It might be the last ride you ever take because, yeah, it's very dangerous.
That's to kind of circle it back to like what we were just talking about with you being a leader, though. It's like, remember at the show we played when I was supposed to bring Caleb's snare and I forgot? Which is, dude,
yes.
I will never live that down because I'm the guy who, like, I've had bandmates where they're like, write down everything they have and do it. I'm like, oh, mine's up here. I know my stuff. Like, that's like a point of pride for me, but I don't know your stuff.
Right.
So I forgot his snare and I was like panicking. And I remember like, be like, oh shit. And you were just like, it's going to be fine. It's gonna. I can't remember exactly what you said to me, but you were like, yeah, it's like, you like completely chilled out. And then I was like, he's right. It's going to be chill.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he rolled up
Yeah.
right when we were like about on the first hit. Like it was.
Yeah, it was close,
He walked
but it did
in.
work
I do
out. And
remember
like,
that.
I remember you
Yeah.
being like chill the whole time. And
Yeah,
I remember
'cause
me and David being like, oh no.
The sound, yeah, dude, I get it.
I know,
Like,
yeah.
I'm like on the edge of my seat and I'm like, is this happening to me right now? And the sound guy comes up and he's like, so, and you're like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. And
We're
we had
going to have
already-
to put you on stage in about 2.7 minutes.
is.
Right.
That's
It's like, can you play the first song without drums? And it's like, no, because it kind of starts with drums.
I'll
so
beatbox it. It won't be
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
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 I think it was that Maroon 5 song. Was
It
the
was,
first
yeah,
song.
That was the first one we did.
Which literally is
Yeah, he's got those snare. Like, you need that. Yeah.
Dude, man, I'm not gonna name this band by name, but like I went to another show at the same gig. Maybe like I think it was 6 months later.
Yeah.
And they started with the same song.
Oh my god.
And
wow.
they were like, I came up to him and I was like, "Hey, man, that first song was it sounded great." He's like, and
Fake
the guy,
as fuck.
literally the guy, because he was at our show, and he was like, "Yeah, man, like we saw you guys do it, we really liked it," and we were like, and I was like, "Bro,
Of course you did.
yeah, but we did it better." So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
fine.
no.
I'm kidding. Okay, they don't know what I'm talking about. They have no idea.
That's true. Anonymous.
Love them to death, but yeah, I feel like what.
Somebody gonna roll up on you in a parking lot somewhere. One
bro,
day.
What'd you
I
say
heard
about-
what you said.
I've
Yeah.
already got like Taylor Swift fans, like
So,
sending me death threats.
I
so.
missed that, but I think I saw the clip where what was said was said.
Yeah. So, oh God, here we go again.
Part 2.
We're not doing this. We're not finna have you do this as a continual thing every single episode.
No.
I baited him. I'm sorry. I baited it.
I didn't even say anything controversial. I said nothing controversial.
Yeah, it wasn't you, right?
No, it was like Pat had said like something about her, like just live. His opinion, like maybe she's not as great of a singer live. And everyone was like, "You don't know what you're like." We actually got hate comments,
dude. That's like.
Did you actually?
Yes.
I keep some of those to myself. Like I watched the clip, and right when he was like, "I'm gonna say this," I was like, "That's right." Where like I've learned to like stop myself.
Right.
Yeah.
There was one guy who was like, "Get a job," and you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
The comment was just "Get a job."
But like also the person to get that bent out of shape over.
Yeah,
like,
and it was
like,
his profile picture was like him standing in a room in a ski mask, and you're like.
That's ominous, bro.
Like it's terrifying.
This guy's gonna dox me. He's gonna find out.
Yeah,
I know what you said about T-shirts.
Yeah, and then behind him, like he had a TV screen. It was just like black. It was like
static,
static, literally. And I'm like, this is scary. Like,
he just.
I hope you're not like on a watch list somewhere. This is not great,
yeah, bro. It was just
somebody you're gonna come out of somewhere one day, and somebody will have taken like a bottle of Elmer's glue and just put it all over your windshield and just threw a bag of glitter at that shit.
Yeah,
I'd be like, yeah.
It'd be like,
say some more shit.
John Mayer's a bad boyfriend. And you're like, I just like his music. Like, I'm not dating him. Are you dating him?
Yes.
Like, that's how they act. Like, they act like they dated him and he did him dirty.
Yeah, people get like a big attachment. Like, because that's what I mean. Like, I've learned, even if I feel like I am right, because it's happened with T-Swizzle in particular, where I have made a comment known where like I was in a room with people who really liked this artist. And even if I think I'm right and can back it up in any logical way, I'm not the jerk. So I'm like, it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
And like,
well, you can't, I mean, like, there's a lot of, I didn't realize how, like, big Taylor was.
Oh, yeah.
Like, in general, but, like, especially here in Nashville, like.
Hometown.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And so
you can't talk trash on home turf.
You can't, man. You can't do it. And so.
You can't do it.
When I say I'm a John Mayer fan, it's just people, they're just like, oh. Well, you know, it's not a great boyfriend. And you're like, well, that has nothing to do with him having some songs that I like. And this is like, you know.
And I'm having one of those moments where, like, I feel like I shouldn't say this, but, like, by that same logic, isn't Taylor Swift a bad girlfriend if, like.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, we'll stop. I'm kidding.
There's another guy. Get a job.
Yeah, I mean.
Get a job.
I'm trying. No,
no, but.
This is super not my genre, so I don't know any of these politics that's going on.
Dude, it literally just boils down to, like, people being super fans. And if you're, like, how dare you not be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, another big one is, like, because she just played here the other night, like Beyonce. Like, you don't say anything negative about Beyonce.
No.
You just don't do that.
I learned that lesson a long time ago.
I understand that.
Same principle.
That level?
Same principle.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't want to say one's
queen.
bigger than the other. Yeah. I don't want to, like,
Yeah.
I would say Beyonce's bigger. But yeah, like.
I mean, yeah.
But like, yeah, still, it's like that kind of like the fandom, that vitriol.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll come after you.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. I had some literally people that I was working with Saturday at Rudy's, and they literally just like left the shift because they were going to see Beyonce. They just like left in the middle of the shift. And I was like, okay. It was like a manager. He was like, I'm gonna head out.
I'm done. I'm going.
I'm like, where you going? He's like, going to Beyonce. I'm like, well, we're like busy.
Dude, like,
so
like I'm pretty sure sold out Nissan. Like, that's a huge show. I've only ever been to one show there, and it's massive. So like,
yeah, man. Yeah. I worked one of her concerts when she came when I was doing like events with D&D, and it was like, I mean, good money that night. It was great.
I bet it was insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only
imagine.
imagine.
One of my intern homies, actually, he works for either Rhino or what's the other one?
Rhino.
I know.
Rhino Staging.
I should know this. I really should. I forgot.
Anyway, I don't remember what the other one's called.
But he works for that.
Yeah,
those events companies, that's a good way to, like, if you want to get behind the scenes, like, or as like close to it as you can.
Yeah.
Like, I used to work live on the Green.
Oh, really?
And like a ton of artists would, like, big, not like super big, but like bigger artists would play that.
Yeah, like I saw Lake Street Dive there, and it was awesome. Yeah.
And you'd just be like, you'd be seeing them like get some food out of the, you know.
Get ready.
And you're like, oh, I see you over there. Hello, you know. But it's not like you could go up and talk to them, but pretty close.
It's like, you don't want to be that person who's like, oh my God.
Yeah, dude, yeah. I mean, have you guys ever met someone super, super famous out in public?
I have a good story on it because I used to work in a movie theater. And
oh, yeah, I bet I know
did
who
you really?
saw.
I did. I worked for I became a manager there too. I worked there for 3 years.
Bro, my first job ever was a movie theater.
Yours too? That was my first job. Yeah, I stayed there for a while, got promoted, and then it's you don't want to get yeah. But well, before I was promoted, I had this coworker named Anna, and we swapped name tags. And just for a fun, it was a busy day. We're just this is a goofy shenanigans thing to do. Yeah. And Jack White comes through the line bringing his kids, and he was in my line, and I'm I'm a big fan, but I'm I'm just working, it's fine. Yeah. Cool, this will be a fun story to tell my dad later or something. And I noticed though, because I forgot the name tag thing, so I noticed the whole time that he's looking at my and at the very end, I'm all right, is that all for you?
He's just
what? Oh, is that all? Yeah, and
he's staring at the titties, bro.
And he had been talking to this old couple behind him, and
looks,
yeah. He had been talking
That's what
to
I pictured happening. And he's so he's exactly what you picture him to be.
Exactly. Yeah. He and then we get through that, and this old couple he'd been talking to behind him, they're you got an interesting name. So my joke has always been, I'm when's he gonna write a song that's a boy named Anna? I'll know.
Yeah,
I'll know
you're gonna
that
be
was
featured.
Me. Yeah. Never happened. That was that's coming up on 10 years ago. That happened.
Plug though.
Yeah.
I remember I was when you were working as a manager, did you ever work with a guy named Lamone?
Yeah.
So I, being an idiot, went up to him and I was like, "Hey, Lemon." I said "Lemon" to this man.
No, you're talking about Lamont. Yeah,
Lamont.
Yeah.
And
he was a cool guy. Yeah,
he was cool, but he was so annoyed by that.
Yeah.
And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like,
"Lemon." It's probably because you weren't the first person to say it.
No. This is what he said. He goes, "That's not my name."
And I could hear the deadpan. That's
he wasn't even looking at. He was just looking at the next person. He goes, "That's not my name." And I was like, "Oh, sorry, Lamone." He goes, "It's Lamone." Yeah. I was like, "I'm so sorry, dude." But I said lemon. I looked up this man and said lemon.
Oh, dude, yeah, that.
He's like, "That's not my name," and I felt so stupid, man.
Lemon is crazy.
At least you felt bad. Most people say it thinking they're first time I made the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, real cool, bro.
Yeah. But if you're at Lamont, if you're out there, I'm sorry.
Can I get you guys anything else? Yeah, $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
My favorite one, serving, is when somebody's like, "What's in this drink?" And you're like, "I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you." That's my favorite one. Yeah. Dude, the boomer humor, dude.
That's exactly,
Boomer humor is my, I'm so good at it.
I mean,
I can grease the wheels, turn a $10 tip into a $20 tip with boomer humor. I mean,
stupid ass tagline.
It's easy.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, yeah, in that environment, I would do the same thing. It's I want to say something a much worse joke and be sarcastic, but I'm let's dial back to the defaults. Yeah.
I'm terrible with that shit, bro. When I get those kind of jokes, bro, I can't do it, bro. I cannot. I'm just
it's corny. Yeah.
It's so bad. Most people be like, ha, 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 and then they add to it. I'm like, ha, 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 walks off.
Dude, working with this man, he's the type of server where it's you could be across the restaurant and you look over and you see his face and you already know what's happening.
Yeah.
He's just he'll go like this. He'll go, someone will say something. He'll go, "All right, I didn't hear you say that, but
just continue."
No, literally, he'll be focusing. "I had a salad," and he'll pull out his pad and he'll go, "Yeah, I didn't hear you say that." He checks the pad and reads the whole thing, and you're like, "Well, no," but sometimes
some notebook, bro. I hate that shit.
Yeah, looking back at the pad, studying it, did I? Knowing full well, it's I didn't. I didn't.
You got to put on the
or they just don't remember what they said because I have the receipts right here.
Right.
Nah, fam.
Nah.
Well, that's at least nice to be you were wrong, actually. Yeah.
Well, now they're doing this thing where it's you scan the table and you order from the table.
Oh, yeah.
And it's and so when they're "I didn't get my whatever," and you're
did you order it?
You ordered it,
It's on you now. Accountability shifted.
Yeah. And so I like that. I've always thought what it would be to wear
body
a body cam, and then be and rewind the tape and be
bro, the dude, the Bistro Huddy dude. Shout out to Bistro Huddy. It's some of the realest, most applicable server humor ever.
Okay.
Bistro Huddy did a short of that same thing.
I saw that.
The most hilarious shit.
Yeah. And it was so nice how they told him too.
I like that.
Yeah, our policy now is we have a camera just to ensure, customer satisfaction. And
he was like
didn't expect it.
Body cams? What body cams? He was like, "Oh, let me show you."
Yeah. Right.
Pulls it out and it's a recording of the dude ordering something
this sounds
else.
like a sketch.
He was like,
yeah.
I still want it. Fuck it. Like, he was mad as hell.
Dude, that, of course. I'm not surprised.
Well, it's like...
when I'm wrong, I'm right.
Well, you'd definitely want to turn it off after you leave the table, because once you get back to the kitchen, some of the most messed up stuff is said in the kitchen.
You know what this motherfucker said to me?
Right. Table 20, bro. Like, yeah. No, man, I've worked the sports bar scene, the fine dining, all that stuff, and I'm getting to the point where I'm burnt out, man. So burnt out. And I'm like, this music career has got to take off. It's got to take off.
That was a good way to bring that back. I was just about to say, we didn't segue.
That's fine. Totally fine.
Far as hell.
It was bound to happen. Yeah.
Hey, guys. Hope you're enjoying this week's edition. We actually ran pretty long on this episode, so I decided to cut it into two. I will have this one today, and then we'll have the rest of the episode next Monday while Patrick and Dale are out of town. So subscribe, follow us. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and leave a comment. We'll see you next time.